Hi, I'm Dr. Fred DiDomenico of Elite Coaching. We are starting a new video series that I'm very excited about that's going to handle objections. So it's really how to handle objections. Now there's two principles I'd like you to understand first before we get into this, and that is how you view objections. Objections aren't barriers to your care. What they are questions that a patient or a person doesn't know how to ask. So an objection is not a defense. What it is, it's really ignorance. So if you see an objection as a question they don't know how to ask, then you don't get defensive. And your state determines everything. It keeps you relaxed. It gets you actually excited because that's the door into the next level of commitment. So when you see an objection as opening a door, then you see that as an opportunity to change the way people think. The next principle is that the most powerful type of persuasion is self-persuasion. I learned that one-liner, paraphrase from Roberto Monaco, who is the founder of Influenceology, which teaches you how to communicate and give great presentations. And so through that coaching, and what we learned through other communicators is that if you want to influence somebody, then have them persuade themselves. How do you do that? By asking questions. Questions change focus. So when you see an objection, what question are they really asking? When you ask them that question and they answer, they're actually persuading themselves. So it's how to bring people into agreement, how to align with them through their objection, and then how to ask a question so they end up persuading themselves. Now that door is wide open and that relationship becomes so congruent and so consistent and closer on innate to innate connection that the probability that you're going to establish a longer term relationship became much greater. So let's start with tip one. How do you handle objections on organ problems? Now, when you want to focus on organs rather than pain and get people into lifestyle, you're not going to get people into lifestyle with pain. Pain is a physical condition, suffering is an emotional condition. Pain is something very temporary. Suffering is long-term. So we talk about suffering with their subluxation story. Look on the other YouTube videos in Creating Lifetime Patients and learn what that timeline of the subluxation story is. So in the consultation, you're going to focus on organ problems. Now, the thing is, when someone comes in with back pain, what's the objection you're going to get? Doc, why are you asking me about my neck or my sinus problems when I'm here with back pain? How many times do you want to talk about their health and they continually want to bring you back? Well, you have to change their perspective. Now, the first way is to deliver a pre-consultation. What's a pre-consultation? Before the consultation. So in Elite Coaching, we have a pre-consultation. It's about 3 minutes, 3.5 minutes, that covers all the agreements that they have to make. Their posture and nervous system is controlling their body and their health. In a subluxated posture and stress on the nervous system makes them sick. Now the pre-consultation is not about information, it's about agreements. And if you don't get agreements on the principles, you run into objections in the consult, exam, and every place after that. One of the important agreements is that many postural distortions don't cause any pain. See, once they agree that their posture affects their overall health and their nervous system, posture causing stress on the nerves affects their overall health, then you get the agreement that many postural distortions don't cause any pain. How many times does a back pain person have a thoracic shift or a forward head posture? You know that the majority of back pain problems don't even start in the low back. Now, if you're dealing with full spine correction, you guys already know that. How many times you tell a patient, hey, you got a problem in your neck that's causing your back problem? Well, if they don't understand that, then you didn't go through the pre-consultation. Now, in the boot camp, we spend 2 hours on this, how to get those agreements. So when you're asking about sinus problems, and they go, Doc, you're in the consult, why are you asking me about allergies or sinus problems when it's my back that hurts? What you do is you refer back to the agreement in the pre-consultation. So what I'd say is, Mr. Jones, I understand you're here because your primary concern right now, that has intention right now, is your back problem. Would you agree? Yes. Did you know that almost 70% that the majority of back problems don't even originate in your low back? Did you know that? See, I asked him a question. Now, if you make a statement, did you know or you make a statement, well, it's not coming from your back, it's coming from your neck. Well, they don't believe you. They don't want to believe you. Doc, I've been to chiropractors, just cracked my back. So I'd say, did any of the other chiropractors tell you that? Now, if they say, yeah, they did they show you have a neck problem? Yeah, they did they say it was causing your back problem? You say, yeah, they did. Then I'd say, how come you didn't correct it? Now I'm confronting them on why they didn't follow through, because I'm not going to allow them to do the same thing. The reality is the majority of chiropractors may not have told them that. So you'd say, did you know that the majority of back problems low back pain doesn't even start in the low back? Did you know that? Almost 70%. Did you know that? And they'll say no. And I say, do you remember a few minutes ago we said many postural distortions don't cause any pain? Do you remember that? And they'll say yes. Notice how I'm asking a series of questions. And I'll say, because they don't cause pain, did you remember how the nervous system controls the organs? You remember that too, right? Right? Did you know that we use organ problems, your history of organ dysfunction, to determine where the weaknesses in your spine started potentially years ago? Did you know that? No. Then I'd say, did you know problems in the neck are one of the most common, or the upper back, are one of the most common causes of back problems? Did you know that? No, I didn't. So then you'd say, because you had sinus problems and allergies as a kid, number one, your immune system was weakened even as a child. That's a reframe in NLP. It's called reframing, changing the meaning. Number two, it could be your neck. The curves in your neck never developed normally, and now it's spread like a rash. It's spread to the other areas of your spine, and for the last 15 years you've had back pain. Well, Doc, my neck has never hurt. I know. Remember, many postural distortions don't cause any pain. The fact that you had immune weakness as a child could be your spine never developed normally. Has anybody ever told you that? No. Did you ever notice you get your spine adjusted, it feels better temporarily, and then it always comes back? And they'd say, yeah. I go, are you tired of your back being weak? If there was a problem somewhere else that was weakening your whole spine and breaking your health down, would you want to know about it? See, they have to say yes to that question. Doc, just fix my back. I know, I'm trying. That's what I would say. And I'd say, if you have a neck problem that's weakening your back, and you could correct that and have your back be strong, even if they won't get off their back pain, and have your back be even stronger where you don't have to suffer with that anymore. Notice my body language. Is that what you would want? And they'd say yes. So I'd say, do you mind if I ask you about your organ problems to see where that back problem originated? And they go, no. Now I got their permission, and what I did two things. Number one, I got them to say, or got them to admit that there's a possibility it's coming from another area. Because anybody knows, problem one, common reality. You gotta have what they have to say, I got a full spine problem. So now you just went to full spine. Secondly, you connected it with the organs. And that is how you get people to shift off their pain and want to talk about their organs. Now, if you don't make that transition with questions, they're going to be locked on their pain. You're going to run into, Doc, just cracked my back. You give them the financial, what's my insurance cover? I'm not going for it. All this stuff. Why? Because you didn't do 3 minutes and get the agreements up front. Now, I know all you high volume guys seeing 1,000 a week going, I don't want to give up 3 minutes. Patient walk out and ask the most frustrating question ever, what's my insurance cover, before they leave. What's that mean? Somewhere you didn't handle their objection. If you're willing to give 3 minutes in the beginning, learn a pre-consultation, focus on the organ problems, and handle those objections just like that, then what'll happen is those back pain people, they get rid of that objection. They turn and focus on their overall health, and now you have the ability to go from someone who's just always wanted chiropractors to crack their back and use insurance coverage into the first steps of a lifetime patient. How much value is that? Now, those two things, we spend about a total of 7 hours on a boot camp of training and role playing and communication training. So take this tip, right? Talk about before you talk about organs. Number one, get them connected to the principle. The nervous system controls the organs. Second, make sure you add many postural distortions don't cause any pain. So you could have weaknesses in other areas of your spine that are causing that back problem or whatever they're experiencing, and you may not even know it. Did you know that was possible? No. So if that was your problem, would you want to know about it? Get that agreement, then move into the organs. That will be a massive perspective shift. Okay, gang, take that, go use it in your practice. We got another tip coming up. Thank you, Fred D. Domenico, Elite Coaching. We'll be coming at you again very soon. All right, have an awesome day.